Graeme, for a player like Bale, he's achieved so much. 3 La Ligas, 5 Champions Leagues. Is it almost ridiculous? There are still those who call into question his career.
I understand why there's questions about his career. I mean, for me, he's now plying his trade in America. He should still be at Real Madrid. I mean, I don't know the boy, so I'm looking at the noises and the last year, the noises that were coming out of Madrid in the last couple of years about his lack of motivation. He was an absolute game changer. He was a star playing for Real Madrid that could win games single-handedly. And I think for Wales to do well in this competition, he has to be Gareth Bale from 3 or 4 years ago. I think without that input from Gareth Bale, I think they will find this group hard, even this group hard.
What does instinct tell you? Is he going to do it out here?
Well, if you can try and apply logic, which doesn't always apply in football, I think it's 2 appearances playing in the States. He's not played a lot of football. He's nothing like, he's not the preparation, he's not the game time, he's nothing like the player that we all have, that we all think of in our memory banks. He was an absolute star. I'm using the word was on a regular basis. And let him prove everyone wrong that he's not a has-been, because it is critical for him to turn up for Wales. I don't see Wales having a good World Cup without a real Gareth Bale, the best Gareth
Martin,
Bale.
Is he was or is he still? I mean, as Graeme says, and he's right to call that into question, in the USA hasn't played more than 62 minutes in any match.
Why do you think that is, Jim? Why honestly do you feel that is? When this man finishes his journey, and it's been one hell of a journey as a player, it will come out that there's an issue. I believe there's an issue with his back. I heard some stories about a disc, slip
Plays
disc.
golf every day, Martin.
Okay. Let's just talk about him as a footballer first, and then we'll just take him apart, if you don't mind.
No, but that's a fact. You're still on back. That information cannot be correct.
So
if
you've
got a bad back, you can't play golf.
No, so that would be...
And if you're getting whatever you're getting a week off Real Madrid, they would insist that your focus has to be on football.
100%.
All the noises were from the supporters and at Madrid was he had prioritised golf.
Yeah, okay. Now, I had a disc issue in my career and I couldn't play golf. I stay away from golf because I knew it was going to help. So that's not professional. But nonetheless, that's what's stopping him in denying him, Jim, from getting onto the pitch. This has been one of the best ever British players we've ever seen. This kid, the pace, the wheels he had, honestly, the quality.
So you think
Champions
it's
League goals
physical more than psychological?
I 100% believe that it's physical, and he doesn't want to shout it from the rooftops. He wants to try and get to, and this might be the last moment. So
what happens today with the Welsh against the USA? How does he feature? What does he do?
Well, I don't think he's up to the necessary speed, but he's quite remarkable. Even in that game in the MLS where he comes off the bench and he gets an equaliser for them, this guy produces when his back's to the wall, so you can't really bet against him. But the US, they play football at 100 miles an hour, Jim. They press for fun. You know, Adams in midfield, Aronson, we've seen them at Leeds. It's all action. They want to press you. I'm not sure that Wales will be able to... There'll be very long balls going into the front player, and they won't be playing much football. And will they get it down on the deck to play for Bale? They play, though, with the Welsh with a lot of passion. They're a very passionate nation. We have to respect them. But when you look at the quality, Jim, this game really dictates who's going to come finish second.
Playing for, that old cliche, playing for the strip, playing with passion, we're the underdogs, only takes you so far. And there's a myth. I was in a dressing room with, maybe 4 or 5 Scottish players, majority English players. Make no mistake about it, the English lads play for their shirt. They get as excited as any Celt, obviously Welsh, Scottish, Irish. They get as excited about playing for their country, the English, as anyone does.
But Gareth
and that only gets you so far, playing for the shirt, playing with passion, national anthems. That doesn't win you games
Gareth
at this
Bale was
level.
very clever because he was saying, look, there's no expectation on us. The English, everyone's shouting from the rooftops. We just slide in. No, there is expectation. And everyone knows this will be your last World Cup. The same as well for Ramsey. You'd have to turn up, and it's hard for them because they've been injured for most of it. And they've been let down, Jim, by their bodies. It comes to every player eventually.
Are you debating? I mean, you mentioned that you asked Martin the question about the difference between what Bale can and can't do, about whether it's psychology or whether it's physical. What do you think it is?
I think it's psychological.
Do you?
Well, without giving any... You've asked me.
Okay.
No. I am, without giving any names away, I've spoke to people who are in the dressing room with him, who, when he was a younger player, and the same issues were then. You had to be perfect before you played.
Right.
You know, some players will play through a bit of pain. Some players will deal with being not quite right. And the suggestions are, even as a young man, that he had to be perfect before he went onto the
Because I took certain issues and with Gareth Bale and his attitude in Real Madrid, why he wasn't accepted, why would he be the one on the outside? McManaman was over there, he was accepted. Go back to Laurie Cunningham, he was accepted. Other players have gone over there. Why would this guy be so vilified by the Madrid guys?
He was another level.
And Robson Kanu
Laurie
pushed
Cunningham.
right back, and he said, "You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know the player Hal Robson Kanu, who played in the dressing room with him during the 2018." And the 2016 tournament, and he talked about the fact that this kid was on it, at it, and across it, and had immersed himself in the culture of Spain, was ready to go. I said, well, hang on, this doesn't play out this way. Because I think at 33 years of age, what in God's name are you doing in America? That's what I think.
Yeah. Simon, you're right. I mean, this guy, I've never met him. I don't think I've ever stood next to him. I don't think I've ever seen him. He looks a real specimen. He must be 6'3". He looks a fantastic athlete.
Oh, he's an imposing
He
figure.
should still be at the top of his
But
game.
when I see him come off the
at a
bench,
top club.
Yeah.
he's just come off the bench in the MLS, and he's risen above a player that was 6'6" and headed the ball into the back of the net. So
He's a player.
I don't
We know
think that's
he's
a
a player.
mental. It has to be, Jim, for me. I refuse to believe it. Okay,
Well-
let's give him support then. If he has anxiety
Martin,
issues,
please.
let's support him. But if ultimately
anxiety issues
desire and determination conquer all, Jim, they conquer all. The player's desire, not me. I'm talking about Gareth Bale. He suggested he's got problems.
Excuse me, Martin, how much am I paying for this session?
Nothing, Jim. It's
We're
not
on
fun.
couches. Martin had us laying out on them.
Did you do a 3 for 1?
Let's see.
This is the royal family's old set, by the way.
Cut to the
Could
chase.
Bale end up today, Graeme, writing all the headlines? I think
yes.
the answer is because
Oh,
he's
yes.
Gareth Bale, yes.
Oh, yeah, it's in him. And see if he turns up and he's absolutely flying.
It was in him in the
What
qualification.
will Real Madrid think?
Yeah, but
What will the two
I don't care.
LA Galaxy place? What will they
cares?
think?
Who cares what they
Simon,
think?
it took us an hour and 3/4 before we got into player welfare with Martin Keown. But you're right. So Bale could end up writing the headlines. Of that, there is no doubt. It's massive for the Welsh.
If he
and they
doesn't
are
turn up,
ready.
Jim, I think Wales will struggle to get. They won't put it another way. If he doesn't do it for them, they don't get out of this group.